Okay, so I am making this video because I just want to talk about early impressions of the Elden Ring DLC, Shadow of the Erdtree. Now, here's the thing. I love From Software. I've enjoyed their games for a very long time. This DLC, visually stunning, incredible, which we figured, of course. You know, they've been working hard on this for 2 years. They've been working on this DLC. And it's a new open world area, lots to explore, you know. You can just casually explore, until you die. This DLC, it's stressful. Woo! This DLC is very stressful. And the thing is, I don't know if they were like, if they were just like in a meeting and they were like, yo, let's make this as hard as we possibly can. I don't know if there's going to be patches or updates for this to where they can calm it down a little bit. Maybe fans are already tweeting at them now, oh, this is too hard, screw you guys. But they did that with the base game. That's the thing. But that being said, it really is really hard. I got to the first boss, okay? Don't get me wrong. I may have lost my patience. But the thing is, okay, so when I beat the boss after like an hour or over an hour or whatever, I used a summon. Okay? I won't lie, I used summons. This DLC is really, really, really freaking tough. I don't know what, like, it's insane. I'm going to keep playing it, but oh my gosh, is this DLC... And people said the first boss ain't nothing compared to what's coming. But the thing is that first boss, it was ridiculously annoying. Like, in a way to where, like, I don't know how to feel about it. Like, because it had everything. And it never had, like, a slow moment to where you could, like, hit it without it attacking constantly. Like, this thing was, like, literally Aang from Avatar. It used ice. It used wind. It used lightning. It used fog, gross stuff. It like had the 4 elements. It just didn't use fire. Like, it just used something else instead. This boss, this stupid wolf, I hated it. I hated this boss so much. The location, whatever. The location of the boss doesn't bother me too much. I did get stuck in corners many times though, but it's still an open area to where that didn't bother me too much. But oh my gosh, I have just this feeling that this DLC, I might just end up using summons for a lot of these bosses. They're probably going to end up breaking me. I don't know. Maybe I just suck. You could tell me I suck at the game if you want to tell me I suck at the game. I'm just using mechanics that are built into the game. Personally, normally, most of the time, I'm like, I'm not going to use summons. Screw that. I try my best. Maybe I'll use my clone, because I have used the clone mechanic, the mimic tier. I have used that. In the base game, I used that quite a bit. In this DLC, I absolutely had to. But, like, at least for this first boss anyway. And I just am like, what was Miyazaki thinking? You know? I don't know exactly what else to, like, say. Like, it's just really tough. This is early impressions of the DLC, but I had to make a video on it. I really wanted to talk about it because... Again, I also am not really sure what builds I should be using and stuff, because I haven't really, like, actively played the game in a couple of years. I went through New Game Plus 3. I went through that again not too long ago, but I was just using my main blood build, which is a dual-wielding build, as you'll probably see on screen, as one of my, like, main builds. I messed around with other builds, trying to toy around and find something that might work against this guy, but nothing was really working. The crazy thing, too, is, like, this DLC, you could go in at level, like, 115 or level 400, and it's not going to matter. It literally, they made this DLC to where it don't matter what level you are. You could be level 500, 600, it don't matter. It doesn't matter what level you are, because this DLC, you're not going to be overpowered no matter what. You're going to be getting wrecked a lot no matter what. And, like I said, I love Elden Ring. I absolutely love that game. But this DLC is something else. I don't know, and I'm like nowhere in it. Again, early impressions. My early impressions are that this DLC is harder than the base game for sure. Like when you first start the base game, if you play the way that it wants you to, which essentially like you don't want to beat the guy on the horse at the very beginning, you want to go past him and come back later to kill him. That's how it's intended anyways. Some people didn't do it that way. I did after I died multiple times to him. The base game felt a little more user-friendly than this DLC. Now, the DLC for Bloodborne and for Dark Souls 3, very difficult as well. Don't get me wrong. The Dark Souls 3 DLC had that stupid, annoying dragon, which I had to play with other people in order to kill that dumb thing. So, there is that. So, I mean, really, the super, super hard bosses, I guess, summons or playing with friends or whatever. I mean, in my eyes, it makes sense. But that dragon in Dark Souls 3, I mean, that thing was massive and had a lot of health. So, I mean, I don't know about you guys. If you played Dark Souls 3, if you played the DLC and fought that dragon, couldn't do that on my own. But this DLC, like, I could go back and play Sekiro or play Demon's Souls or Dark Souls 3 or Bloodborne. At least the base game of Bloodborne. The DLC definitely doesn't mess around. But I feel like Miyazaki was like, yo, we're making this the hardest we possibly can. You know, like, I don't know, man. This DLC is just something else. I like it. You know, it's good. But you can grind all you want, and it's not going to even matter. It's not going to matter when it comes to this DLC. They knew what they were doing. They knew what they were making. They knew we would eat it up. They knew we would all buy it. I'm going to keep playing it because the game is fun as heck. But there's going to come points when there might come points when it breaks me enough to where if summons don't work, then I'm going to have to YouTube some tips and tricks on how to beat certain bosses easier, finding out what their weaknesses are. Because it's crazy. That being said, it's great. It's just, I think maybe it needs some balancing. Some patches. Patches for balancing. Let me be specific. Patches for balancing. You can tell me you hit the get good button. Go for it. Feel free. But you know dang well this is probably the hardest of any Souls game, this DLC. And I haven't even finished it. It's just that first boss. This is just my early impressions. That this DLC is nuts. It is absolutely nuts. And that first boss was so frustratingly annoying because, like, you know how some bosses in Souls games you can go behind them or you can go on like the sides of them and kind of get your attacks in and then run away because you got a little bit of an open window? No, this wolf, you don't have any open windows with this wolf guy. You don't have any open windows whatsoever with this guy. Like, it's just you're just I don't know. I was just dodge rolling everywhere, I swear. I couldn't figure it out without a summon, without my mimic or something. I needed a distraction, and half the time he was still on me anyway. But I mean, that's just early impressions, you know, of the DLC. I'm gonna keep playing it. It's still fun, you know. You can still go explore and stuff. But Miyazaki went crazy with this. I don't know, man. I don't know if I'll make it to the end or not. With summons or with online players, absolutely. But there's something about that you don't have that same satisfying feeling, unfortunately, you know, if you beat a boss with summons and stuff. But sometimes you get to that breaking point where you're just like, screw this. I'm just going to play the game the way I want to play it and use some freaking summons or use my mimic tier. You know, because that mimic tier can be absolutely helpful sometimes, especially if you have like a blood build or a fire build or something to where they are doing damage that you want them to do, you know. But yeah, I mean, that's just, I wanted to talk about Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, at least a little bit. I had to because this is just crazy. It's crazy. I hope I don't get any hate, you know, from anybody. You can call me whatever you want. I don't care. This is just me talking about how I feel, you know. It's fun. It's a good DLC. Nothing wrong with it. I'll probably do a full review on it after I've actually finished it. I just wanted to do an early impressions on it and how this DLC is just nuts. But yeah, I mean, let me know in the comments if you played it, what you think so far. Are you enjoying it? Are you having a really hard time with it the way I am? Let me know if you have any tips or anything. Feel free, feel free to let me know on builds or whatever that might help with this DLC. Again, it's brand new, so it's not like you're gonna have a whole lot of tips yet, because I don't think really anybody's beaten it yet. So yeah, it's just my thoughts. Thanks for watching. Thanks for checking out this video. I had to talk about this DLC, my early impressions, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm trying to stream it. Don't know if I'm really gonna be able to for a little bit because my internet, the towers have been having problems. So I've been just recording some stuff. You'll see a little bit of footage in this, of course. But yeah, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. Feel free to share this around. And I'll see you guys all in the next video. Peace.